Okay, here we are for another roll reveal. This one is reveal number 512. It's 1963 proof roll, second roll that we've done because we had enough demand on the 63 proof to run 2 rolls this past week. This is the second one. Didn't find a whole lot in the first roll. Maybe our luck will change this time around. Any die variety in a proof is going to be kind of scarce. So anytime you get one, you're talking about a $10 coin plus. Sometimes up to, well, I've found proof coins worth a few $100s. So here we go, folks. Here we go. Hello, Bo. And Paul. There's Crispy. Coin number 1. Let's see what we get for Crispy here. Been through some doubled eyelids and other slightly minor doubling on some of these other coins that we've seen today. Hopefully we'll continue that and a lot more in this roll. First one out of the tube is normal. This is for Crispy. All right, coin number 2 now. Well, Chris Hurley. Let's see what we get for him. Wow. No, that's just a die gouge. It's a small one. It looked at first like it might be a very minor doubled eyelid, but it's not a doubled eyelid. It's just a die gouge. That's okay. We have to look for pretty much everything, so take a good look at everything. Make sure we don't miss stuff, because that would not be hard to do. I hope we can find at least one of the coins, one or more, hopefully half a roll, because, well, we're doing this for you, that are the really nice doubled dies that I get very excited about. In the 63 proofs, there are a few of them. There are a number of FS listed doubled dies in the 63 proof cent series issue, whatever you want to call it. Not really a series because there's only one issue here. Oh, my head gets all confused about words. All those words. And they're all supposed to have different meanings. And in my itty-bitty head, sometimes they don't. They don't come out that way. So that's coin number 3. Here's coin number 4. Don't forget that we do have the proof pull will be this evening. And so this is going to be a day loaded full of proofs. We're going to do the proof pull this evening, which to an effect means that I probably should postpone my next reveal until tomorrow and get started on the proof pull stuff, because the proof pulls, actually I can't do well, I can do a reveal tomorrow. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't schedule any reveals tomorrow, because tomorrow is going to be packing day, and packing day is going to be an entire day full of packing. The entire day. What I can't get done tomorrow, today will have to be done tomorrow, because I am not going to have any shipping over the weekend. My shipping will be finished on Friday. So, that's my word to you. This is another one of those coins that shows what appears to maybe be some interesting doubling at the bottom of the digits of the date, but hey, it's not as obvious as the other one was. Not near as obvious. Nothing on the obverse here. Let's go ahead and take a look at the reverse and see what we find. And nothing there. That one's for Carl. Number 6 now for Wanda. Nothing on the obverse. Let's check the other side. I got nothing going on. I can still get you in on the proof pull, Bo. If you want in, just let me know and I can get you on an invoice for one and put your chips in this evening. It's a max of 10, $2.50 per coin. That one very well looks like it could be. I get so many of these things that look like they could be. Got you, Bo. No worries, brother. You're set up. This almost has to rear its head and show up as a double die somewhere, but I'm not quite getting the vibes. I'm looking for it. Not getting the evidence I'm looking for. And I'm going to have to go with a no on this one, because I'm not seeing enough. Let's check out the reverse real quick here. Nope. Not a double die. You have 5 of what, Roy? In the proof pull this evening? That is possible. Let's see here. Okay, this one's definitely normal. Normal obverse. Let's check the reverse. Definite double die. Bam, baby. Bam. Look at that. That's huge. That's what a double die looks like right there. Massive doubling. That's actually tripling. Look at that. Bam, bam, bam. Look at the bottom of the T right there. That is definitely 3 corners. Definitely 3 corners on that baby. Let's keep looking. Pull it around. This one's going to Carl. Carl's probably about to wet his pants here. Look at the initials. Look how fat that is. Yeah, look at that doubling. That's one of the nice ones. I like this. This is a $100 coin. There you go. Look at that doubling. That's amazing doubling right there. We've even got it in E pluribus unum. Check that out. There you go. There's even, you can see the corner of another A right there. See how far spread that is? It's definitely nice. Doesn't show as well in this part of the design. In fact, it doesn't really show much at all down here. You can see some doubling on the edge of the building on the left side. Kind of a weak second hubbing here. But man, that's a major double die. Very nice. Very, very nice. All right, so that one is for Carl. That's coin number 8 in this roll. Now let's look at number 9. Good going on that one, Carl. Man, that was sweet. Let's see here. I'm going to back out a little bit. Don't like being so close to my proof coins. There we go. And nothing there on the obverse. Let's check out the reverse on this one. Now everybody knows exactly what I'm looking for. Only that one was, man, that was major. I'm looking for anything a little more minor than that too. We'll settle for less. Doesn't have to be a full FS listed highfalutin double die. We could do a little less. Well, here's Carl again. Let's see what Carl gets this time. Now, Carl's bringing us all the luck in the roll, so... Hey, if all the goodies are Carl's, they're all Carl's. What do you say? Let's see. And he's out on the golf course. Probably doesn't even know this is happening right now. He's probably in the middle of his swing. Don't miss! That was cruel. I won't do that again. Get this focused in right. And make sure we can see every detail. There we go. Oh, there's a struck through string. That's cool. That one comes from the rim on down. Goes through the letters. Definitely a struck through. That's a pretty nice one too right there. Wake the ball. Did you see the double die reverse you just got, Carl? You'll take a stroke for that. This is yours too right here. You got a nice struck through thread there. On the in. Let's check the reverse here. See what we get on the back side. We don't have anything on the back side of this one. So Carl gets not only a double die reverse, but also a struck through thread. Let's see what else can happen. Paul? Still sometimes when I am sorting coins by name, especially like the proof pulls, I'll kind of say the person's name in my head to run through getting the little stacks of names built a little faster. Just kind of helps me to kind of run through it in my head. And I still find myself once in a while with that typo that I made about 2 years ago when I was doing the names. That is machine doubling right there. That is not a double die. There's no cutoff to the doubling. The doubling is all just kind of bleeding out of the edge of the letters. There's no notching, nothing. But a couple of years ago, I had made a mistype when I was doing the tags for a reveal, and at that time I was still doing P. Hampton for Paul's name, and for some reason it came out P. Hatmaton. I still call him Hatmaton sometimes when I'm going through my sorting names. I've got Paul H on there, but when he comes into my brain, it comes in as Paul Hatmaton. how crazy I am sometimes. Hey man, I'm that dude who has to go sorting tons of inventory for all you folks each year. And if I have to play little games to make it fun so I can keep my sanity through the process, well, look, there's another struck through thread. What do you know? Struck through a fiber right here. It's not retained, but it's struck through. If I have to make up funny little names for people just to hang on to my sanity for just one more day, you should be happy I'm thinking about you. Right? Well, that's a pretty good one for Roger. Nice little struck through thread. There's Sureg now. Sureg coming up for the next coin in the roll, and this is that next coin. Dog's over in my chair snoozing. I had to snooze earlier. I got up so early this morning. By 10 o'clock, it was bedtime. I was tired. So I laid back for a 15-minute power nap, got back up, and started sending invoices again. A little bit of a lamb peel going on with this one. Right there in the field underneath the memorial building, there's a couple of flakes of copper peeling up. That's from the strike. Actually, from the planchet. The planchet did not have a good bond all the way around between all layers of the fold over and press they do with a billet to turn it into a sheet, and becomes kind of obvious sometimes when those tend to want to fall apart because they didn't bond well. It's called a lamination. That'll often show up when the pressure of the strike actually lifts those layers apart from each other. Oh, look at that die scratch right there. That'd be a nice marker. There's these things that you can barely see. There we go. I have to get it tilted just right to be able to see it again. But unfortunately, it's a marker for naught, because we got nothing on this coin to make it a marker for. So we keep moving. Here's Parviz. Put a star after it to show that it was a gift from a friend. Somebody else picked up that spot for Parviz. Well, let's hope we get a goodie for Parviz here. That would be a very nice thing. We already got a goodie last week for him. Really nice one. I don't remember what it was now, but it was nice. I remember that much. Let's see here. Well, turns out this one is normal. Guess we can't always have it our way, can we? You think I should be on the radio? Well, I appreciate that. There have been people refer to me as the Bob Ross of coins. Talk to you on the radio, on these broadcasts, and you'll listen to me, and people say I'm kind of soothing like Bob Ross. You listen to him paint. Happy little squirrel lives right over here. Let's get wild now. Let's draw a big tree right here. Nothing going on this one. So you think I should come on and do your weather forecast? That's the news. And now for the weather. current temperature outside is 64 degrees. It's not that warm of a day out there. 64 degrees, temperature inside 72. We've got sunny skies. That's right. No such thing as a bad coin. Captain, we just get coins that are a little odd, special in their own way. Hey, let's see. Out there for a minute, I might be looking at something special, but I wasn't. I make more mistakes than you could ever imagine. Look at that. Nice struck through right there. That one goes up onto his forehead. A fiber between the planchet and the die when this coin was struck. Right out there in front of the forehead. I used to have fun riding around in my car talking with the radio guys. I guess at one point in time I really kind of wanted to be on the radio because I considered that to be one of those jobs that you get to be known for your voice, but nobody really knows who you are when you walk in a grocery store. That's kind of the way I wanted to be. Somebody who was very well known for what they do, but not known at all, if you understand what I'm saying. One of those guys who does the short promo for, the short promo voiceovers for the radio station. That's what I wanted to be. There might be some chance I could still get a job doing something like that, but, I don't really want a job. If I had a job, I wouldn't be able to do this. This takes way too much time. So I guess the overall enjoyment of my vocal ability is geared toward being enjoyed during these shows rather than on the radio. I'll leave the weather forecast to somebody else. Let them do it. I need to get one of those people who really knows how to deal with sound, audio, microphones, that sort of thing, to come in and help me adjust my machinery so that it sounds just right. Well, I'm not taking anything away from the fact that this is a very difficult job. It's you have to know what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, you're going to sink fast. You also have to be prepared for failure. You also have to be prepared to do a lot more work and spend a lot more time in a given day than you really wanted to. Be ready for just about anything. Here's one for Crispy. Crispy, I can't seem to get away from thinking of a cereal when I think of Crispy. You guys remember back in the 90s we had a cereal called Crispix? Little hexagonal shaped, like Chex, only they were supposed to be even better than Chex. And they were Crispix. And the little slogan thing is Crispix is crispy times 2. Because they had two sides that were basically like welded together in their little gluten gluing machine. Crispix is crispy times 2. That's where I come up with my crispy. They're actually pretty good cereal. For cereal. I don't know if there's actually any really good cereal, but it's kind of not great for you. They certainly didn't let you know that when you were younger, though. You had this idea that the more honeycomb you ate, the stronger you would be. That it's part of a great balanced breakfast. Yeah, but what they didn't include was the fact that it's only part of a balanced breakfast. Well, they did say that, but you never pay attention to that. Not when you're a kid, and all you want is a license plate out of your cereal. You're trying to collect all of your basketball cards or whatever you're trying to get out of your cereal. I don't know about Crispy Critters. Crispy Critter is, that's what we used to call, like when we go camping or something and shoot a squirrel and eat it for dinner, and we'd cook it too much and it would turn out kind of overdone. Crispy Critter. Or when we would we'd cook the devil out of fish because we didn't want to get sick from the fish. I got sick from fish one time when I was out camping. That wasn't fun. So you cook the devil out of it. That's right, crispy is a lot better than Chex. You can even use Crispix to make Crispy Mix and not call it Chex Mix. In fact, when we get together at Crispy's house for the big party that he's going to invite us all to, he's going to make Crispy Mix. And see, he even has the ability to make Crispy Mix out of Crispix, and he can make Rice Krispie bars, and we're still on the same subject. That 64D. No, sir, I forgot about it. Send me a reminder. Stay on me. I'll get it done. I just got so many things going on, I tend to forget things. But yes, I remember you sent a 64D. Now you wanted me to check it for an RPM, and I forgot. Carl up next. Let's see what we can do with this coin for Carl. Gotta talk like the golf guy. Got a 42-yard attempt now. Chipped that up on the green, but he fell just a little short. Don't miss. That's cruel. That's so cruel. Shouldn't do that. But I can't help it. Does that make me a bad person? Don't answer. Maybe I don't want the answer. Kind of like Forrest says, stupid is as stupid does. Let's see here. As we got, I'm still looking for another nice double die. We found one on coin number 8, and it's really the only thing we've had here in this roll. Right, coin number 8 for Carl. We're on coin number 25 now. That means we've now successfully made it through half of the roll. Jim Fletcher comes up next. And we have a dog in the middle of a dream. Should I go over and blow a whistle? Hey, go buy a whistle. When people are least expecting it. But my family is a little more accustomed to whistles than perhaps other families. All of us have been through basic training. All of us have been through the military. Crispy Critters had a lion on the box, introduced in 1963. Well, that was only 5 years before I was born, but it would probably be another 5 years after I was born before I actually really dug into cereal. So I figure even though I was born in 1968, it was probably 71 or 72 before I really started eating cereal and paying attention to what was on the box. But I can remember eating Rice Krispies as a kid. I can remember eating Chex. I can remember eating like Special K and thinking it was really good for you because, well, it doesn't taste so great. It must be good for you. That was our way of thinking. If it was food and it tasted like crap, that meant it was really good for you. Captain. What we got for the captain? We went through an FS listed double die reverse earlier. Didn't get a whole lot of fanfare, and I think it's because half the audience was out looking at the squirrels in their backyard or something. They weren't watching the show because that was one fan-damn-tastic double die reverse, and only like 2 or 3 people actually danced and said anything. Right, back in the days when you would eat like oatmeal because it's good for you, but you'd put a whole bunch of sugar on it. And then you got smarter when you got older and you started dumping a bunch of honey on it because honey's better for you than sugar. I found something that's actually really, really good. It tastes exactly like sugar, and it has a much, much lower glycemic index. And not a whole lot of people really know much about it because a lot of people are unwilling to try it because it's related to tequila. But it's agave nectar. That's the stuff they get out of the agave plant. And it is as sweet as sugar, tastes like sugar, has no weird aftertastes, and doesn't taste diety at all. Sugar has a glycemic index of 60. Agave nectar has a glycemic index of 7, which is lower than corn sweetener, lower than corn syrup, lower than maple syrup. It's lower than sugar. Hey, look at that. We got a double die. May not be a wonderful, beautiful, great one, but it is a double die. Barely see it on the initials. And get it in the right position here. And then we'll zoom in on it. The other way, Chuck. In, not out. There you go. Take a look at that. That is about as minor as we can go in listable double dies. Bring it up here so we can see it. You can see an extra ridge line in the F, an extra point on the F here. And the G out here is actually quite nicely doubled. So it is a double die. It's not earth-shattering. It's not going to change the prospect of the future for our planet. But it is going to add nicely to one person's collection. That one person would be Doug. I don't really see much of anything else going on here, but the initials definitely have a little bit of doubling on them. I'll stick it in the special pile since our special pile is, well, not really even a pile yet. It's a single coin. I'll have Eric take a look at it and see what he thinks. This is Doug. All right, that's coin number 30. Now let's do coin number 31, Sand Digger. Let's see what's up on the line for Sand Digger now. If I kind of change up things a little bit, maybe it'll change. Our luck will change and get better. For better or for worse. And when they say for richer or for poorer, they may as well say for poor or poorer. Oh, look at that. You see what I see? Right off, I think I'm seeing, maybe, a little ridge on the bottom of the letters there. Maybe not. No. False alarm. False alarm. See, sometimes when you get a letter with a flat top, like this I right here, and the I and the C and the A, you see a little bit of shine right in here? That's on the side of the bevel. Sometimes that looks like doubling. What you're actually looking at is you're looking at a reflection from the inside of the rim on that letter bouncing back up to your eye. So you have to make sure that you're not looking at that thinking, oh, I've got doubling, because it's not. That's a trick to your eye. If you turn it in a different direction, that doubling moves because your light is moving. Not actually doubling at all. You want to make sure that your the edge of your relief, the edge of the ridge on your relief has that stretching, that doubling, that extra image. Here's one for Chris. That's what makes your doubled die. Not what your light bounces off of and how. You need to make sure that you're being careful about that when you're looking. This is a doubled eyelid. I believe that is a strange doubled eyelid. It is doubled to the east. Different from the others that we have seen. We may actually get this one listed, because this is different from most of what I've seen before. I don't remember seeing this die ever. But that I don't remember seeing this die ever doesn't mean that this die has never been listed. It means that my feeble, itty-bitty head doesn't remember it. That's all it matters. That's all it means. Nothing more than that. All right, so Christopher will get a doubled eyelid. Now let's look at coin number 33. Paul? What's Paul end up with here? There are some pretty decent looking double die obverses as well. It's not just a little doubled eyelids. Although the eyelids tend to be ones you're going to see a little more frequently. Because it's not really something the Mint looked out for when they were inspecting their dies. They kind of weren't really looking for really minor doubling. So then we have to beg the question, is it really doubling? You know what I'm saying? But I guess it is because, well, truthfully, McDonald's French fry packages were not meant to be collected. But somebody did. You can still find McDonald's French fry packs if you go to the right place that are from the 40s, 50s, 60s, or 50s and 60s. Right? So the idea that you can still find a McDonald's pack from the 50s or 60s, and those weren't meant to be collected, then lay off about my minor die varieties. Right? What an analogy. You just be happy with your little French fry packages, and I'll be happy with my little doubled eyelids. Got nothing on that obverse. Looks like we're going to come up drawing a blank on the reverse as well. Sometimes we get really nice stuff, and sometimes we don't. Was it somebody in this audience that at one point in time told me that I should be doing books on audio? Hey, look at that. There's another one. Another little doubled eyelid sticking out to the east there. Somebody told me I should look into trying to do books on audio. And I don't even know where to go for that. I don't know how to get involved in that. It's probably more that I need to read. You know, I don't read much. Perhaps I should. I guess if I'm reading for an audience, I might do a better job. All right then, another coin. Roger Borland, up and down. Next in, Frostbite. Frostbite. It's a pretty orangish colored coin. Nice color on that one. Got no doubling on the obverse. Let's check out the reverse and see what we can find. Nothing at all, man. Oh, Chris is here. How you doing, Chris? My brother. Here we go, Taco John. Well, nothing on the obverse there. That just raises my hope about the reverse when I get nothing on the obverse. I'm not really sure why. Obverse and reverse were created completely independently from one another, so the idea of I didn't get anything on the obverse, I'll get something on the reverse is kind of false. I'm doing all right today. Today seems to be a pretty good day. Getting stuff done. What was that? Oh, so Roger just had a coin, what, 3 coins ago? And here we go again. Here we go again. Roger up again. Nothing on the obverse. I want a big one. Come on. Let's get a big one. Did we get a big one? No, but we did get a double die. All that stuff you see is hub doubling. Now, what's the difference and how can you tell? I'll show you. You see right here on the corner of the letter. Let me get it. Get it turned just right. There we go. Okay. So on one of the bottom right corners of the lettering, on the bottom of the coin, bottom of the design, we're right here. At the center of the E, you can actually see a notch in the corner. It's a cut notch right there in the corner. Let me get this. Get this. Get this. And you see right here where you come around, you got this little notch right here, and then you come around again. That little notch right there is your difference between your first and your second image of the lettering. So what we're essentially talking about here is like if I were to have 2 pieces of paper and I was to put them directly on top of one another like this, you can't tell there's 2 pieces of paper there. And that's what the mint wants you to see on the coins when they multiple hub the coins. But if I had these 2 pieces of paper slightly out of alignment with one another, and held them out there, you'd be able to tell there's two pieces of paper there because you can see a notch at the corners. That notch is the exact same thing that you get, only in design on metal when you look at a double die coin. So that notching that you see going around the lettering is actually your sign. This is your sign. Here's your sign that you have a double die. There is notching again. You can see it here on the top of the E. You can see it here in the center of the E. That notching at the corners, that's exactly what tells you, yes, I have a double die. Now this right here is the corner of your other N, and this to this right here is actually your notch. Here's another notch right here. So that's how you can tell, yes, I definitely have a double die. Now, you may not see that notching everywhere. You may not see that notching except on just a few small places. That's all going to depend on how deeply the die was impressed each different time. So there's two tops to an F there with a notch between them. Here's two G's together. Okay. Now sometimes you'll see this notching, sometimes you won't. Let's check over on the United States of America and see what we have over there. Well, pretty much nothing. Just exactly as I said. But I can still tell you that this is a double die just by looking at it, and here's how. You don't really see it up here toward the rim. But right down here, see how wide that corner is on the bevel? You don't get corners that wide on the bevel normally. There's actually two corners there, one for each instance of the lettering. So this is doubled. It's a double die. Go around and check the E in United. Sometimes, now see, when you get to the top of the design here, it just doesn't show. You got no real doubling at all. Let me back out. Refocus. And turn my light back down so we can actually see details. Now on the top of the design, this doesn't really show at all. But when you start getting around to the initials, you can see it there just barely on the top of the I of America. But you can see it pretty clearly in the middle of the R of America. If I put my finger over the lighting a little bit, you can see doubling in the middle of the R and doubling in the middle of the E of America. Okay. Those are also parts of the double die. And then once you get over here to the CA of America, it should be pretty nicely doubled. And it is. You can see there's an extra side to the A right here, and you can see there's an extra bottom on the C. So that's the kind of stuff that you're looking for on these proofs. This one's a $10, $15 coin. The important thing, though, is to identify it and figure out which double die you're looking at. And there are a lot of them. I'll forewarn you, there are a lot of them. 5 under on 16th hole, and you're still listening. That's a champ right there. Take a distraction like this and turn it into a winning golf game. And now you're looking at Carl Ignatz preparing for the 17th tee. A nice sunny day. Unfortunately, on the 17th, the sun is in his eyes, and we have a headwind. So he's going to have to hit a little extra hard to make it to the green. I think that's a 5-iron he chose. I see this one has no doubling. So if I show you the same areas we were looking at on the last coin, you'll be able to see that there's a difference. See the middle of the E and the R in America? They're pretty sharp. You got no doubling inside there. And then like over here where I was, where was it that I was showing? It was on the U of United. Remember how you had an extra thick ridge line in the center of the letter, and here you don't? It's because there's nothing here to look at. Normal coin. Here we go, number 40 now, Harlan Loban. Harlan said he'll be back in about a week. So we'll have him grace us with his presence again here soon. He's taking care of some family matters. I'm trying to keep this at the right brightness to be able to see everything, all the details, without having flash over. A lot of flash over on these proof coins. Can make you miss stuff if you don't turn your lights down. And since I got a pretty good idea what I'm looking for, I don't need a whole lot of light. It's those ridge lines that are lit up that I'm looking at, and that's all I really care about. I want to see two ridge lines, two ridge lines, two ridge lines, two ridge lines, and I don't see it. So it's not here. And this isn't like refrigerator food. If you don't see it, it's not there. On this, if you don't see it, it really isn't there. Here's another one for Carl. Carl's on his way up the fairway to the 17th green. Stops for a moment to take a look. Thinks about whether he wants to use a 9-iron or a lob wedge. Casey Kasem. I can't do Casey Kasem. His voice and my voice don't match. They're not the same style. Your long-distance dedication. See, I have more of a jazzy sound. And his was more of a... it's more of a show host. Announcer. What did he used to say? Keep aiming for the stars and keep your feet on the ground or something like that. Mark. Yeah, probably more John Tesh than Casey Kasem. I used to listen to Rick Dees do the top 40. I think one or the other, Casey came on Sunday and Rick Dees came on Saturday or something like that. American Top 40. Coin is for Farm Dog. I'll look through here and see if there's anything on the obverse real quickly. And I don't see anything, unfortunately. Move it on to the reverse here. Let's see if we get a goodie. No goodie. Nothing on the obverse on this one. So Farm Dog's coin goes into its holder and off to the side. Now we move on to coin number 44. Parviz, once again with a star next to his name, meaning that one of his friends purchased this coin as a gift for Parviz. Slightly fat date. Looks just a little odd, a little bit different. But I don't think it is a markable double die. Nope, nothing special on the obverse. Let's check the reverse. And nothing there. Pretty nice one for Parvis, but it doesn't have any doubling on it. Here we go for Taco John next. Let's see. That's the reverse. I don't want to spoil it. I want to run into these things slowly. Check the coin, Chuck. Check the coin. Well, everything about this obverse tells me it is normal. Let's check the reverse now. I already got a little tiny wide-eyed peek at it, but probably not enough to tell one way or the other. And now that we're looking at it full straight on, I can tell you that it's got a couple little spots on it and is not a double die. Unfortunately. We got 5 coins left in this roll. I've got hope. Not going to knock me down that easy. Well, I've been through a couple million coins already. What's another 5? I have no idea how many coins I've actually looked at in my lifetime under a microscope or a loop. I have to guess the number is in the millions. That's just a guess. If I had known when I was 7, 8 years old and got my first loop and actually started looking at the coins up close, if I had known this would turn out to be my career, I probably would have kept better stats. Yes, Roy, there are. Somebody else asked me for a max in earlier, and I didn't write their name down. Now I don't remember. I have to go back in the show and find out who it was. But Roy, do you want spots in there? Bo. Thank you, Bo. Roy wants 5? Okay. I can do that. Not a problem, guys. It's going to be tonight, 7 p.m. Crispy, running coin number 47. And let's see what's on coin number 47. I see there's something that could be a marker. That line below the 9-6 of the date. You get this turned back around so that we can actually look at it and see it. Get right on the edge of the light. There you go. Little stand-up-y little line there. It's a flow line, actually. This is where a piece of the steel in the die broke out and kind of flowed like a raindrop on a windshield toward the edge of the design. Then it just kind of stopped right there. And it created that groove in the die so that when you mint the coins, you end up with this little ridge line on the coin. Those make pretty decent markers on proof coins. You can often use them to tell what you've got or what you don't got, what's going on. And most of the time, the obverse and reverse work together on these so that if you've got a marker on the obverse, it can often be used to identify a reverse. Same as with the mint state coins. Proof coins are not really minted any differently as far as the press and the dies and how they're put out and minted. There's not really much of a difference between the proofs and the mint state coins. The difference is how they treat the dies prior to striking the coins and how they treat the planchets prior to them becoming coins. Then I guess the only other real difference would be the number of coins struck with a die pair. It's far smaller on the proofs than it is on the mint state coins. I got everybody written down now. I know what everybody wants now. But I remembered I told Bo that he could have some earlier, and I forgot to write them down. I'd have gone back in the show and found it, because I remember that. I remember that much. So I remember what happens, not always to whom. All right, got nothing on that one. Got 2 coins left. 49 and 50. 49 goes to Sand Digger. Everything's a total mystery to me. I have absolutely no idea what comes up in these rolls before it comes up. So anytime you hear surprise from me, it's genuine. Because I had no idea. Sometimes I even kind of miss stuff because, well, I've never seen it before. I've never seen this coin, so I don't know what's on this coin until I look at it. And this one just has a normal design. Nothing special about this one. Let's get on to the final coin. And coin number 50. Drum roll, please. Captain Morgan dollar. Captain, what happened to my camera? Why did it zoom out? That's weird. Okay. My desk camera zoomed out. You can barely read the names on these things. All right, here is the obverse of Captain Morgan dollar's coin. Coin number 50, the last one in the roll. And well, as I move about, we find nothing on the obverse. What about the reverse? Can we end with a bang? No. It appears as though this coin is normal. So I'm going to move the reveal that I show coming up soon to tomorrow so I can finish getting things prepared and ready and done for the show this evening. I've got a lot of new chips to make. There's a lot of new people involved. It's going to take me a couple hours to get it ready. Then I have to eat dinner. So, and I got Mickey for 5. Okay. I'll get those 3 invoices sent as soon as we end here. This particular roll provided one beautiful double die reverse, and the rest of everything was either minor or mundane. But that's just kind of the way these rolls go sometimes. But I can tell you for sure this guy doesn't pull the die varieties out. Look at this. This is Carl's huge double die reverse. Let me get it focused here. Look at that. Ain't nothing minor about that. It is a tripled die reverse. And a nice one. Hey, folks, that's what I've got. I appreciate it. You guys have a great day. And I will be back at 7 p.m. for the proof pull. I'll talk to you then.